Good evening, everybody. Slanja. I'll just wait until the lag catches up and some people drop some chat so I know you're there. Also, let me know if the chats are in the way of the screen, if you can hear me, all that shit. I'll just wait. Let me go on here actually. And you can even chat in there and let me know if you're on too online. Anybody in there? Just type if you can hear me. Alright, Brun. At least Brun's here. First man last time. What's the lag like this time? If that's me just seeing you now. About a minute. Back on the tomatin. Marsala casks. Limited edition Italian stuff. Is it just Brun or is there anyone else in the boot? Just Brun. Or is the lag that slow? I'm going to get a new PC. My youngest, Leon, was telling me all the PCs I need to buy. About a minute, alright. So the chat's slow, we know that. I'll go slow tonight. I don't know if anyone else is in. It's going to start on the old Bitcoin. Although some people were shelling me some coins, so I'm guessing they're coming, right? Where are yous all? Where are yous all, you belters? Does it tell me who's there on my chats? Don't think so. Yeah, but I'm buying anyone else, so what you going for? It was. I might still have it on my computer. Hang on. Let's see. Leon, I saw crypto stuff. Leon was shelling me some crazy PCs earlier on today. Christopher Finnegan, you old Finny son. Are you on the drums as well tonight, Finny? Slange? Nah, I can't remember. There's two people, that's enough. I'm going into this big shit coin. The big shit coin, BTC. I've dropped on Mr. Crown's latest HBDR bands, which are pretty fucking banging. They're almost as good as my fibs. Look at that, the 50% right on where I expect Bitcoin to go next, 73,752. So if it closes above the 382 here, I mean, it's all looking for continuation, and these numbers are getting a bit, they're getting a bit out there kind of thing. So day at a time stuff, guys, day at a time. One thing I'm cognizant of is obviously the totals, and when we saw Bitcoin reach its all-time high, you got that rapid wick down, and I'm thinking to myself, the likelihood is that this is the all-time high for the total market cap. There's a likely pullback, whether it's big or not, fuck knows. But the way I'm playing the market at the moment is, because this cycle's different, definitely different, and everybody can see that. And we're still on the way to the halving. Is it going to just keep going up? Perhaps it'll keep going up, but I think because I've got a whole load of coins which I've just been accumulating. After every single time I make a double, I take out 75. I'm just going to leave. I'm not going to touch them. But what I'm doing is I'm accumulating a kind of big bag of USDT, which I'm kind of putting into coins which I'm only interested in doubling. I don't really give much of a fuck about them. So whenever market cap reaches this, I mean, it's also a 786 on a fib. So structurally, it's the last all-time high. So it's just basically 3 trillion. I'm going to just swipe those bags off Now, whether or not we get a correction isn't really important to me. I've got all my bags on the sideline, which I'm going to be running for the long term. But I'm going to take out that big pile of USDT from the ones I'm flipping, whether they've flipped or not. So that's my decision. I mean, everyone do your own thing. I'm not suggesting a big correction is going to come, but it's just, I want to play it as cautiously as I can. And I would like a big fucking correction to come, because it makes me feel like it gives you more confidence for ongoing upside, you know. But we each have our own wee strategies. That's what I'm doing. I'm leaving all my long-term bags. I'm just not touching them. There's no point. But I am going to swipe off a big bag of USDT around about this 3 trillion. And it looks like, you know, we're just going to get continuation. It's been fucking crazy. It's nuts. I mean, it feels like it's the blow off top. But we're a year and a half away from it. Maybe it's not as crazy as a blow off top, but you all remember the end of 2021 and things just kept going up in this kind of crazy way. And I guess the ETF, we all know the ETF's kind of driving this, and these guys aren't likely to sell. They're not. I mean, these guys don't want to come into Bitcoin here and then have to sell after 10%. You know, you don't imagine. So this kind of supply squeeze is probably not going to stop. You know, I wouldn't have thought. And we've also got Total 2 and Total 3 to catch up, which they inevitably will, on against their previous structure. This is all we've got left, is this, in terms of gauging, you know, price against previous structure. Bitcoin's made it's broken its all-time high. We know this. And therefore, everything going forward, guys, is just, we don't know what's coming. Do you know what I mean? We can only speculate anyway, but let me take the bands off here. And we can just, you know, we can run macro fibs like I've done here. I mean, that's not a macro fib, that's just it was more recent price action. But I do this every week, but I like that. You know what, it's like to kind of just go over longer time frames every so often again, you know, just to kind of, put it back into perspective. I would, and I had in this idea in my head, I think I said it either in one of my videos or last time I was speaking to you guys, is that it might work out that Bitcoin hits this 1-to-1 ratio, and the 1-to-1 ratio of a macro Fibonacci extension is, in my opinion, a highly probable place for a good pullback, you know, or at least, you know, some sort of rejection. We got one at the all-time high, but everyone else is going to be doing the same as me right now. Anyone else that's done any TA, any other guys, they're just going to run a macro Fib extension because that's all they've got. And it's like, it's no different to every previous cycle. You can run a macro Fib extension. We know they always get up to between the 2.618 and the 3.618. That's why this yellow line's here. This would be the target, you know, for the end of the cycle. It may be much higher now we've got the ETF, but previous cycles always kind of get between here, these two ranges here in Bitcoin. So this would be your conservative target for the end of the cycle. But nevertheless, we're still just about to bump into the 1-to-1. And if you see all the charts I show you guys, we look for, imagine this is a low cap coin. We can see it's come down. We're getting this accumulation down the bottom. And I guarantee if I put on some, you see you're getting volatility expansion here and here. It's the weekly time frame. So it's like, oh yeah, cool, it's time to buy. Where's your target? The target's the 1-to-1. And so the 1-to-1 is 81,684 or thereabouts, doesn't really matter. So I think if we go back to the totals, there's a good chance, it seems like, by the time Bitcoin gets to 81k, we're going to be close to this other period here. So it makes sense to me it's going to be an area of a bit of a pullback. Certainly I'm going to be cautious in that region, and I'm going to, like I said, I've got my plan there to take profits. I was going over ETH BTC and Bitcoin dominance as well, and ETH BTC is just, look how hard it's trying. It's just to bounce here, but it's not happening, you know. And so we've got in here some only areas of structure. This is the obvious area of support. You can see it's had a lot of hits over the past. It smashed through here and it's come back down and tested, and now it's trying to break down. So if ETH BTC breaks down, it means Bitcoin's going higher, you would guess. So there's this other next area, which is an area of interest if this breaks down. It kind of it's so undecided, it's so choppy, and we're not going to know until if it kind of, you get some decent kind of move down here, then you go, okay, Bitcoin's going to probably run in against Ethereum, or we're just going to get this what we've been getting as Bitcoin goes and drags everything else up with it. You know, it's a bizarre phenomena this time. And then Bitcoin dominance. I put this on here. This is just a standard uptrend, but it's a rising wedge, which statistically would break up to the upside. So Bitcoin dominance looks not too toppy here. If that was a chart, it was a price chart, I would say this is going to bust through. You can see how many times it's tested here, and this goes back to this previous piece of what was support at the time, and it's now sticking, it's now resistance. For me, Bitcoin dominance will run to 58%. That would be the next obvious target certainly. So it means if Bitcoin dominance does that, does it pull all the alts down again? There's the golden question. I don't know. We're going to take it level, and this is this is the outline I've got, and this is my strategy for moving forward and up into the halving, and we'll see where we get. There's no sign of it slowing down. It's just fucking nuts. It just keeps going. I wonder what the bands say on the weekly out of interest. Yeah, look, you've got the 786 on the bands. I hadn't noticed that until now, but it's very close to my target here. So it's within a couple of K of the 786 on the weekly bands is right near this 1-to-1 ratio. So, and these bands are pretty good. So if you drop a daily on, for example, you'll see that it was right on this, the 382 on the daily, and that's where it's tested. This is one of Crown's indicators, and if I used to be trading Bitcoin all the time, I don't even look at Bitcoin anymore. My head's totally into alts, but it was really handy for trading Bitcoin. So you can see these. We use the Fibonacci numbers on the bands. You can use standard percentages, but the fibs work really, really well. So anyway, that's my kind of thoughts on the market. I'm just continually watching the uptrend. I'm watching for 81k roughly. I'm watching totals. I want to see total market cap reach that 3 trillion. So we've got a good few 100 billion to drop into there before we get there. So perhaps that will come from Bitcoin ETFs. Let's have a wee read what's going on in the chats, guys. Let me troll back here. Dramin 10, yo, let's go. Do you front run fibs in terms of buy in and sell, and I buy a bit higher on a retrace or sell a bit lower on the price ends actually front run? I'm not sure what you mean by front run fibs. That's my kind of go-to thing. It's the first thing I'll run, a retracement and an extension, just because they're crazily accurate in terms of getting entries and exits, particularly on alts, even on low cap alts. It's weird how accurate they are. So I wait for price to basically accumulate, like you can see back on the Bitcoin chart on the weekly, and if you're, it's just a classic accumulation pattern, after a pump. So this is all I'm looking for, and let's go on a nice chart. What we got on, we can look at TO. It was a really tricky one to get anything from, because it ran, and we had to wait for this correction before we could get anything from it. And as soon as it gave us a correction, it gave us a really accurate target for the upside, and I used it really well and traded it really well. But all the way up here, there was nothing. It was just continuing up. So we had to wait very patiently for this retracement to come. And when it came, it gave us fantastic targets, and you can see straight away 786 was really important. I remember closing out trades somewhere here and then getting back in perfectly here and then closing out here, and it's worked really well. You can see that the 760 was the 1.618. That was my next target. I hit that perfectly well. So I'm not really trading TO so much at the moment. I've been in and out on leverage, but in terms of just even on an altcoin, that was how I use them basically, and they're my kind of go-to thing. Mental how it isn't mental how they work. I think it's mental how it isn't. My theory is that because everyone else is using them, that's why they work. Because everyone else is doing the same thing, and so you get confluence, right? And that's in essence the simplicity of them. It's so many traders are just using Fibonacci, and I guess you have to kind of know where to pull them to and from, and that it's particularly in Bitcoin and Ethereum in the older charts, and particularly when you zoom right in, it's like where you place them takes a wee bit of, I guess, practice, or you just keep messing around until you find one that fits, and then you can say, all right, the fact it fits means that other people are using it, and therefore there's a higher probability that it's going to be good for you, so yeah, cool. Now I've got your wee list of charts. So Lauren was asking for trivia. I think I pulled it up. Let me see. My bloody list of coins is fucking ridiculous. It's getting so long. Oh, there it is. Trivia. I don't know anything about trivia, I'll be honest, so we're just looking at the chart, no fundamentals. And what I did notice was that it fucking came down a long way. And it's not really done anything. It's all we could do here for the macro is run a retracement. And some analysts will argue that it's not bullish until it gets it and holds above the 236 here against this. But so many coins, when they launched, they just continue down for a very long time, and this was August. This came out in the bear market, so yeah, that's the reason it fucking crashed. But anyway, if we zoom into you've got a very long flat accumulation here, and what I did see was none of the indicators were giving me anything particularly exciting to go off on the daily. See, volatility's collapsing. This is corrective price action. Here, this is so you've got the HBDRO, which is directional volatility, and you've got a standard volatility indicator, the HBDRV, which is equivalent to the BBWP, which is what I used to use. So I just paid for these. Whether they're a wee bit more, they're better or not, I'm still finding out. I sometimes go back to my old one just to kind of get me confluence, but I like the directional volatility. And so, yeah, my thing with this trivia is not. It makes me feel like it's still accumulating. I don't know is the straight answer. It's not a great price chart. It's just such a long period of chop. I'm not seeing any kind of. Like, these are all bullish divergences down on the 4 hour, but there's nothing on really higher time frames. I like to see something at least on the daily, and you're getting, is that a phantom drive of hidden bullish divergence just coming on the daily. See how you got this one here, and it gave you a decent move. It gave us, or would have given the people at the time, yeah, that's 200%. You know, it's a good move. It looks tiny on the daily, but you know, this is, I would really like to see, and at the time, if you look here, volatility was very low and it was expanding, so that's what we want to see. You want to see it right down and it's ready for pumping. So I'm not really seeing that on trivia, unfortunately. So it's not an easy chart to get a bias on, you know. So yeah, that's all I have for you on trivia, unfortunately, Lauren. I wouldn't buy it personally, just because I think there are better setups. You know, what else have we got in here? Fake EAI or fake AI. I wonder if I can get. Is this a tiny market cap, Matt? Because if it is, then I might not get it on here, buddy. Let me see. Fake. Well, not cake. Fake AI. Oh, there it is. MEX. Happy days. Let's add that on. Fake AI. Wow, that's an uptrend. That is an uptrend. Fuck me, we're not going to get much on this. It only just came out. So yeah, this is one of these brand new launches. Just fucking came out like the 2nd of March, and it's up only. So, I mean, it's like buying a meme coin. You just don't fucking know. It's up 5x. Probably we can't include this little first candle wick. That's just your VC guys. But yeah, good luck, Matty. I mean, yeah, just are you already in? If you're in, then yeah, I mean, it looks okay. I mean, you on the 1 hour, can we get anything on the 1 hour? It's consolidating a bit, I guess, and it's not breaking down, so that's positive. Got some bullish divergence on the 1 hour. You got volatility here low. You got directional volatility is down. Normal volatility is up. They've been swapped around. Normally I have them the other way around. 2 hour continuation divergence. 3 hour, this is expansion to the downside. See how volatility expanding up, directional volatility down. So if we added a stochastic to that, that would confirm that. Let's add Crown's advanced stochastic. So yeah, so price down, volatility up. So that's telling us volatility is going to the downside at the moment. Same on the 4 hour. So what I would watch for here, Matty, is something like at least on the 4 hour, because it's a brand new chart. You want volatility to reset all the way down here. Now that's not price direction. that is just volatility, and you want the stochastic to come all the way down here. And then once this, because your stochastic is your lagging price direction indicator, so if that comes all the way down here and volatility comes all the way down here, then you've got a setup for a long. Obviously this is a brand new coin, it can fucking do anything. It can do anything at all. It's not, we don't have any price action to go off, but I wouldn't get interested in this coin until that reset happened. Now it might just annoy everyone and keep pumping, and you know, and that could be it. This is corrective price action at the moment, or the indicators are telling us it's corrective. Now the corrective price action in terms of actually what happens might just be sideways, but that's fine as long as the indicators are reset for an explosion to the upside. Then suddenly your bias is right, this is no longer potentially going to go down, it's potentially going to go up, so the probabilities swing to the upside, not to the downside. Hope that makes sense. So we're just looking for volatility to contract on this indicator here, which is equivalent to the BBWP, and the stochastic to come down in base, and then it's ready. Price action might go sideways, price action might come down, but once those are ready on it, like a 4 hour, then you're more confident that the price is going to go up and not down. Okay, let's try Welsh. Let's see if I can get Welsh up. Yeah. Well, whiskey's going to get knocked over. Welsh. Mex as well. Welsh boy, alright, hello. Have we played them? I think we beat them at the rugby, didn't we? This looks a wee bit better, I would say. 4 hour. So volatility, directional volatility going up, but standard volatility going down. Still potentially corrective on the 4 hour, but certainly looks better. You could run some fibs on this at least, couldn't you? I think I'm being very generous by running the fibs from the low to the top, and to look for these. I would be more inclined to run these from this consolidation, and I think this would be more accurate. Yeah, I'm correct. Look, this is more accurate. So don't always go from the bottom. Look for a more recent consolidation, and then you're going to have a better idea where we're going, and you can tell immediately that this is more accurate. Okay, cool. So you've got this. If you run a retrace on this from the same thing, you'll see where it's basing. Basing it, if I get rid of the blue one, it's basing on the 618. So that's pretty decent. That's pretty cool. Now, so we've got that. Let's get rid of that again, or we can put in our structural support here on the 618, and then get rid of that. Put this fib extension back on. And okay, so we've got some targets now if it swings round. The 1-to-1 being the obvious one again, which would give you a nice, from this price, 2x, 100% up, probably get the 1.618. So yeah, I mean, directional volatility is coming up. We're on the 4 hour, you're getting kind of the beginnings on this part of the indicator. You want the moving average to go with it, but yeah, I mean, this isn't bad. It's not a bad setup, certainly. The stochastic's still saying prices going up, but I think if we got the time frames, it's going to give us a slightly different picture. Yeah, I'm correct. So yeah, we're still consolidating on the higher time frames, and usually with alts, I don't touch them unless they are at least up towards the daily, and then I'm happy. Then I'm like, okay, I'm confident. But this is nice. I mean, even on the 12 hour, you can see stochastic's really basing, directional volatility is basing, but unfortunately, this part is still going up. What's the daily going to give us? Just corrective activity. So I guess it's got a few days in it, potentially, before I would... I mean, it might go from here. Again, it's very young, the chart, so it's hard to say, but you'd want this down here. You would want then this volatility indicator to be starting to base here. And what you might find is the RSI here continues down a bit further. It then creates a pivot, and you get one of these little triangles, and then you're going to have continuation divergence from that low to, let's say, it gets to there, and from that low, wherever it was here, all the way back here up to current price. So you've got that's continuation divergence. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad, this chart. I think it might just need a kind of day or two maybe to keep going. And I guess if you start kind of getting daily closes below this last low, then the downtrend is still not finished, then you'd have to look at it a wee bit more closely. I mean, you could come down to the 786, which might probably be this point in here. And I would still regard it as, you know, an uptrend, basically. In the longer term, certainly. So it's probably not a bad chart, that one, to be honest. Drop the market cap in the chat, Smart. Let's have a look. I'm sorry, I've just been going away on these and I'm not being... Well, how do I get them to move? I can't make them move, so I've lost you. Once you're gone on these. Correction, you mean position in and have another bag waiting. Yeah. Sorry, I've just been on the charts and not really watching because I'm going through all the ones I've got the wee list. So I've got 2 more to do. I've got PROPC, Prop C is it? And then Fetch AI, which is fucking pumped to the moon. So let's try this one. Prop PC. Is it Prop PC? Or is it just Prop, Matt? I'm going to have to go back on here. Where is it? Pro PC or Prop C. This. Is it this? Yeah, must be. Better get Prop C here. Another one on Mix. Loves the mix. He loves the mix. Similar to the last one, I'm guessing, in terms of its lifespan. Definitely look at it straight away in terms of horizontal support here. Straight on that. From this point here where it made its downtrend, it got back above it. Now it's retesting it. This, I mean, if you just went on that alone, you would think this is pretty decent as long as it held this support line here. What have we got? What can we do on this? We can see where it's basing. 0.5, right on the 0.5. So that's pretty nice. What are our volatility indicators telling us? Beginning to get a wee bit of expansion here on the daily. Price is basing here. This is a better setup than the last one, I would say. I would be more biased to buy this Prop C. Perhaps I'll ape on a bit of Prop C or whatever the fuck it is. Prop PC, Pro PC. Wee bit jiggery pokery here. I mean, you've also got this looking along here. You got maybe the 618 is more appealing in terms of an entry. Hard to say, dude. Hard to say. Let's try the 4 hour. You got hidden bearish divergence coming here. It looks to, I don't know. I get the impression that pressure is down here. Just looking at price action, purely looking at price action, particularly on this 4 hour, pressure is down. Pressure's not to the upside. I feel like this is downward pressure. 6 hour bullish. 2 drives of. That's not a bad sign. Born under a bad sign. So that's pretty. I mean, you can't go by your instinct in terms of price action. You've got to go and what I'm on here. Cutlers or Welders out of interest. Let's try Welders. Welders is more conservative with its. Still giving me 2 drives of bullish on the 6 hour, so that's not a bad sign. Has it had that previously? Yes, it has. Did it give us anything? Yeah, it did. It gave you a. Let's see what the old Market Oracle Pro. I can tell you the Market Oracle Pro is a pretty laggy indicator, so it's fine once a move begins to give you a kind of bit of like confidence that you're going to get continuation. Yeah, it's still saying sell. 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 Okay, so you got a 12 hour sell signal from Market Oracle Pro. My instinct, and you don't trade your instinct because it's usually fucking pish, is that you'll get the 618 on this. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Now I fucked it, didn't I? Fucked it right up. But yeah, watch for the 618. That would be my guess if you want to enter. I don't think I would enter here. I'd enter on the at 242. Stick a wee long one for 242 and away. Boom. That's my best I can give on prop C, dude. Fetch. Everyone loves a bit of fetch. Fuck me, I remember this from ages ago. And I thought, I remember start of 2023 watching this in AGIX. Where the fuck is fetch? Maybe I got so annoyed I didn't have a position that I fucking chucked it away. I know there it is. Oh my god. The only way is up, baby, for you and me. Fuck me. You got a strong buy on the weekly. Interestingly, it's given us a take profit on the strong buy from the weekly up here. I mean, fuck. No one would want to buy that. You would be taking profits. Finchy, are you still long on this? It's mental. Well, I mean, it's not quite fucking meme coin scenario, but it's, yeah, you're 15x. What can I tell you about this, dude? I mean, I'm sure. Let's go macro. There's the all-time high. Oh, we smashed the all-time high. Fuck, that's right out the window. Jesus Christ. It's just 2021, yeah. Let's see what the macro fibs tell us. Let's do a Bitcoin on it. I have to go all the way there. All the way here. Look at that. Just nailed the 2.618. So where do you enter if you want a bag of fetch? Oh my god. Is it going to come down to 197 again? Chance would be a fine thing. I think the only chance you're going to get an entry back down here is if Bitcoin has a big correction. And in which case it probably goes all the way back down to the 1-to-1. But in terms of like, where is it going to go? We have to wait for a correction. We're not going to get anything now. We're not going to get anything beyond these macro fibs, which clearly work because you can see it's just tested the 2.618. That, yeah, we need to wait till this finishes. I mean, the indicators, I'm pretty certain, are going to be telling us it's all correct. If you look how overcooked they are. On the daily, they're overcooked. On the 2-day, they're overcooked. On the 3-day, they're getting there. 5-day, they're not. 5-day still saying expansion. Weekly, still saying expansion. So longer term, you know, you can expect further upside, you would guess. If you go to a daily, let's do this. Okay, so 328 on a bullish market. The 328 maybe. I would probably take a wee chunk there. My take profit was 304, but I am a greedy bastard. Did we not just get 304? Was that not the? I'm pretty sure that was the major macro fib I just dropped, right? 304. Yeah, so you had it, the same one as me. 317 was it? Whoa, I need a magnet link. Aye, 304 was pretty fucking close, man. I mean, I think you nailed it. Yeah, you basically nailed it. And so now waiting, and you got what you got: the 236, the 328 at 227. And then, then you're back down to that 1.618. So I would just wait now. I wouldn't be entering here. There's too many much better buys than something that's so green. I mean, obviously in the bull market, they can just run and run and run. But it doesn't really help you. You don't want to be buying green candles. I don't anyway. Because they just shit the bed on you. Just when you want them to. So guys, I know there's a bit of lag. But I've gone through the wee list that I had. Plenty of time, got plenty of whiskey here, so I'm quite happy to roll through a few more. So just drop a comment in if there's anything else you fancy. I have been buying far too much, and I went through my portfolio today and it's far too long, so I've got to kind of wait until I get to a lot of take profits on stuff and then start looking for some more setups. But AI pad guy I followed shilled this, but yeah, it looks too pumpy. You don't want to buy that or that. Codex I just bought tonight. Bought a wee bag of this. Super low market cap, not any price history, but it looked like it was building a kind of bit of a flag here, you know. So C, there's a bit of potential for a triangle to form here. We'll see. So I was just watching for the old Elliott wave triangle to pump us out of this triangle. We'll see. Tiny market cap, don't know much about it. It just partnered with UDX, which is Unidex Exchange, and I'm long Uni, even though it's a shame because whoever is the VC guys are just still dumping on Unidex, but I'm going to sag a really good project. So I've been bought here and I bought here just the other day. So it got a great candle yesterday because we were getting some bullish divergence on, again, it's such a new coin, but I think the 12 hour gave 1, 2, 3 drives. Now it's given hidden bearish diversion. So yeah, I think it's got another leg down to go, this one. So if anyone's fancying Unidex, I think it's going to be a good long-term hold. It's a good solid project. So I think about $3 was my target. Yeah, $2.95 down here. So we'll see if we get down there with that. Anyone else got anything else for me? Anyone got anything else? We've got this Creo, that's doing pretty good for us. Took a long the same time. I think Lauren took a long on this, and we've got a target on already. So this one's just squirreling its way up to the 1-to-1, I think about 20 cents. There it goes, there's another wee pump as we speak. Get in. Yeah, up here we're looking for the 1-to-1 on this. I can't remember my entry, but I think it was best part of 2x up to the 1-to-1. Wasn't it? It can't have been that good, my entry. Must have been here somewhere. So yeah, it was about 2x on that one, so it's looking pretty decent. Rose. I'm long Mubi on leverage, but I've been watching this one carefully. I got down here at 12 something, 12.3 or something I entered. And then it pumped, and then I took profit, and then I entered again. So I'm long a bit too DGen 75x long on this, so it's a wee bit dangerous. But the reason I entered again, because I think I zoomed right into the really low time frames. Yeah, and there's this consolidation to me is wanting to go higher. It's just struggling a wee bit. And it was one of the fib numbers that were right on here. I can't remember where I drew the fib from. I think it was just this recent price action here, possibly. Yes, 1425, and that 0.5. But you also see it on one of the extensions as well, which I ran for the upside. It's got similar numbers. This is Matt's call from Wiley back. Yeah, you can see that. Oh no, on this one actually, it's kind of gotten above. But I would go with a retrace for being conservative. So really, at the moment it's stuck and it's not getting any higher, and so I'm swithering. But when you zoom in, I like this little kind of solidation chop here. This is upward pressure to me. Let's see what these are corrected for the time being. So we want these to come down and then it get itself swung around to the upside. On the 4 hour it looks better. Expansion here. I think the 1 hour is too low for these small market cap coins, and this looks like what could happen though is that this could get exhausted pretty quick, and then then everything becomes bearish again once these are done. Yeah, I would quite like, yeah, if 6 hour based here and this got above the midline, then I'd be quite looking for expansion. I'm holding them along anyway. Yeah, I'm still long. I was out of it a while back. I took my profit, and then just the other, like yesterday or this morning or whenever it was overnight, I entered it 12.3, 75x, got a really good trade, made I think about $1,400 or something. It wasn't bad at all. And then I took profit, only half, and then I added another chunk right here, right where it is now basically. I put my half back in again, thinking I might get, because I managed to get out pretty near the top here. And I was looking for, higher. I was using the extension for targets though, not the retrace. So I can't remember where my targets were, but I've got a sell order on. It's a bit greedy, to be honest. I think it's up at the 1-to-1. Here, yeah, 22. So I'm not sure if we'll get there or not, to be honest. It is corrective. I mean, we're in a downtrend, so there's no two ways about it. We're just making, if you go into like a daily here, it's just lower lows. So yeah, we're not. This is a downtrend. You could argue that it broke out of this triangle here, but this is just a high. This is just a lower high. Do you know what I mean? Trend is your friend. You can, you could try and make up all sorts of stuff here, but it's not broken a trend. It won't until it makes a higher high above that high there. Then this is basically, just a fucking a downtrend. So yeah, we need it to not go any lower here. Like I've got a stop loss on, and I don't often do that, but I do on this one, and my stop loss is right back at this entry here, 223 or whatever it is. I just didn't want to lose any money on it. So yeah, it's fundamentally in a downtrend, but I'm hedging that it might come up a wee bit. We'll see, and I'll come out of the 1-to-1 here on that one. Matt, the movie master. Yeah, it was, although, yeah, it got shot down there too hard. I was expecting a better move, to be honest, but not, because I think if you go that move to that move, you can get rid of them all. It got a wee bit too low. I think it got down to the 618. For an uptrend to continue, it doesn't really want to get below the 0.5, unless it's going to be a longer consolidation, but you can see it got stuck on the 618 here. I was kind of thinking this would be the bottom, and I think I entered more here in fact, and it just kept going through, so I closed my position, entered back down here, and we've got that move up today, but it doesn't look super bullish at the moment. It has to confirm above, at least above that high, but ideally above that high. Then we'll be into all-time highs, and you can use a proper like macro fib on it to get some proper targets. Once it's finished, it might just consolidate here for a while, but this is what you really want up here, sort of 38 cents. So you're looking at 2x on the full bag, so that'd be nice. That'd be 75x if you're 75x long. Totally G'd in. Cool beans, guys. Not getting any more in here, am I? So yeah, I'll just call it a night in that case, guys. I hope you enjoyed our wee live stream. I certainly did. Slán Java. And we'll see you in the chat tomorrow or whenever it is. Tomorrow I'm in every day, so yeah. Alright guys, good night.